give it a minute to make sure that the stream is working, and I do not want to take it a screenshot and a close off all the F3-ness. There we go. It is going. It is going in multiple places. I don't want to hear myself multiple times. I can hear myself once already. Hello, and welcome back. We have building stuff, but it's slightly different from the usual building stuff because we have a fireball in the face. May have set that explosion power a little bit too high.
Yeah, I think so.
50.
50. It should be more.
Well, your layout is on fire.
It does appear to be on fire. Oops.
What a beautiful start.
Everything's fine.
Why did you set it to 50?
I didn't set it to 50. It was at 50.
Well, yeah. This is fine, says Deneb in chat. This is fine, yeah. Yeah, indeed. Right, so,
Start the stream and literally everything's on fire right away.
I would have it no other way.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we are making a race for the wall style map. Hopefully everybody kind of knows what that is. In case you don't, we have 2 teams of about 3 to 5 players on every team. We have 2 relatively flat bits of like 16 across lanes with a 16 gap in the middle, and people race to collect their 3 wall from their side and bring it back to the monument faster than the other team, or simultaneously firing off TNT cannons, bows, arrows, gassed fireballs, and everything else they can to obstruct and delay the other team. I think that is a decent explanation.
That is a better summary than I could have made. Okay, this layout, now that it's been rebuilt after burning it down, the idea I had for the layout was you have your spawn platform, and this would be duplicated and mirrored for each lane for the unaware. So initially you have a drop into water. You have an area with some trees. The leaves are representing trees, obviously. I don't know if we want to do our own style of buildings or like village style buildings then, and that's where you get, you know, your main set of supplies like the leather for armor, stuff like that. Stone. I was also thinking of including a watchtower where we could have one of those. So as long as the watchtower is intact, you can, you know, shoot fireballs at the other team.
Yeah.
I don't know how we want to control that. I guess we'd think of that when we get there. After that, some more trees and then a woodland mansion style building, only not terrible. With
a basement.
A dungeon underneath it, with a basement underneath it, containing the first wall. Behind the woodland mansion, a sketchy bridges over lava volcanic area containing the next objective. And above and beyond that, a sketchy ice platform over void, or some other stone and ice thing over void, with the last objective. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, looks good. Seems like a good plan. That may be very tricky with ice when you're being shot at by the other team, but who knows? Put in some barriers or something. Otherwise it might be a bit too annoying.
We could have other blocks like stone in there too.
Yeah.
So if the ice gets blown up, you're only missing some of your platform.
And I do think we also need some way to... Because this is all well and good. But I think we need some way to disable this, so if it gets hit by the other team, then it turns off. Or if you hit it with an arrow in the right place and it blows up, or something. So it didn't... That's why I was trying to use a spawner originally, rather than a command block, so you can blow up the spawner and take out the turret that way.
We could have it looking for like 1 to 3 critical blocks on the tower, and if those critical blocks are destroyed, then this command block gets disabled. That's
the other way I was thinking. If we have like a TNT or something else underneath it, primed, and then it searches for whether or not the TNT is there. That could be a way to do it.
Yeah. I like that. And I'm sure it'll all burn down.
Oh, probably. Let's actually... Seems like a good idea. Game roll. Do fire tick. False. That seems like a thing that which should be done. Turn that up a little. That's a bit too strong still.
A creeper is strength 3. TNT is strength 4. The gas fireball is normally strength 1, I believe.
Yeah.
So
I think 1 is a little bit too low, but I'm not sure what it should be. 5 seems way too high.
5 is way too high. That's almost as strong as a charged creeper.
Stone. With the 2 slashes. There we go. There's a bit of fire they didn't replace. So that was 5. Here's 4. Still seems a little bit too strong to me. Three. That might be about right.
By the way, for the sake of stream quality as such as it is, when there's background noise, I will be muted for everybody's sake.
Alright. That seems reasonable. Okay, that was 3. Let's do 2 as well. I think it's probably going to be set to 3, but we'll try 2 just for comparison. Yeah, 2 doesn't even manage to blow up any of that, so it's going to be 3. Yeah. Right.
Try it against wood.
Replace with... Don't autofill all of that rubbish. Plank. It's a tiny bit larger. Similar size.
Wood is more blast resistant than I thought it was, I guess.
And then let's do 2 as well again. Just to see. Yeah, not a whole lot. If fire ticks on, it's going to be a whole lot because of fire, but it's probably going to be off, I would imagine.
I think it'd be much more fun with it on.
What's going to combust? Probably not a whole lot, I suppose. It could be on. That's going to make the fireball launcher a whole lot more powerful if the building is made out of wood. Anyway. Okay, so we want 16 wide lanes with 16 blocks in between, so let's just go out there a little. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 3, 4, 5, and then 1. Should be 16, right? Or you can do it the fancy ray casting way. Sure.
I'm just being fancy, forgive me.
Okay, let's like that. So this is 54. Just hold this way for a while. Still be in line. We'll see, I suppose. So block here, stone. 58. We want 54, so 57, 56, 55, 54. And then that'll work. It's the other way. There's 54. Then we need to go straight down. But how kind. Okay, now we need to replace all of this with stone. With 2 slashes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that is the correct width still. Not really. I think a long time ago, when I made one of these before, a long time ago. It's rubbish, don't bother looking it up. And I made the lane some kind of width, and then I think some people doing a tournament or something kind of complained because they had a plugin which wanted the lanes and the gap in the middle to be a certain width. And the width which I made everything didn't match the tournament style width or something or other, but who cares, frankly? Copy. And probably better not to even paste, because we're gonna do everything until it's finished.
Yeah,
and then
we're gonna build everything on this one, and then we can easily just mirror it.
Paste it in when it's
done. The fun part
done.
is going to be setting up commands to reset it. That's not actually going to be that bad.
Structure blocks. I have no idea how to use structure blocks. That could be a thing.
I can use structure blocks.
That could work. Because, I mean, it's pretty much the ideal width for a chunk, isn't it? If that makes any difference at all. I don't know what I'm talking about. Right. Bless you.
That was R in the background.
That was a loud sneeze. Right. We are gonna want some grass, so we need to do.
At least I muted for the second and third.
What am I doing? Brush. Sphere. Dirt. 4. Mask. Not air. So I guess. How deep is that? That's probably about right.
I'll just have to remember to turn tick speed back down when we're done.
This is gonna be like that far, I guess, for now, and if we need more, we can extend it. Let's just do some of this. There we go. And then probably no one's ever going to see this side. Pretty much the main danger with any race for wall is being knocked off at the platform and into the void by the opposing team. Are we going to do a tiny pool of water, or are we going to do the make the entire beginning thing completely out of water? I think the classic thing is to just have a huge
lake.
Yeah.
I'm okay with either one.
Because if there's more players, it makes more sense to have a large thing. Right, let's go for brush sphere. I forget, is this going to cause water to go everywhere?
Oh yes.
No, just stay in place. Cool. Mask. Not air. Or dirt. That should just... That is too deep. I've gone too deep. Something like that, and then let's see if I do this. It is it's not going to go well. We could do the old surrounded with glass. Could work. How would that look? One block there, one block there. Replace glass. Block there. Block here. I believe this is currently 1.12.2.
1.12.2 is correct.
As for what version it's going to be when we finish it, who the heck knows? Should be something like that. Rip that out, rip this out, and that, and this. Block there. Try and make this look relatively natural. Blocks here, blocks all around in here. there should probably be sand, because that makes more sense. Let's get all these rubbish command blocks that didn't work out of my inventory. Let's get one of you. Brush, sphere, sand, 3. Ask, not air, water. Glass. Too far. Go. And then sand all the way along all of this. Sand. Okay, now just have to give this a little bit of an incline. I wonder how an MHC would work with water tunnels running right through it. Canals. Then you could use those. That would be weird.
Say that again.
If you had, like, canals running through, or like underwater, underground waterways or something. Because we've got 1.13 with swimming, that would change the dynamic a little bit. That'll be a good idea. This is something.
I like that idea. I don't know how we'd fit it in, though. Maybe instead of an ice dungeon, a water dungeon.
Because 1.13 stuff is very, very new. I'm gonna be fairly certain, given how rare making Race for War maps is these days, that no one's done a Race for War 1.13 water dungeon. They may be wrong, but it seems unlikely to me.
You're probably correct about that.
This needs to be right the way over here, so just rip that out. If I were 16 blocks away, standing somewhere like over here, you think there's some kind of planning to this? You think that we've sorted out who's working on which area? You think we're that well organised? No.
Yeah.
Not the foggiest what we're doing. And this isn't 1.13, so I can't even test how far the tridents go. But yeah, I should definitely be able to throw tridents across to the other side of the map. This goes like that. This goes like this, and then like that, and then like that, I suppose. What other stone? Three, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then Yeah, I think that's a decent looking little bit of a transition. Let's make this out of stone. Place. What is the block ID for this? Not that. 1-5. Yeah. And then a bit like that, and then side looks right.
I have a mossy dungeon block bar that includes silverfish over here.
But why? I'm here with mean people. No, not undo. Redo. Place with that, and then place with sand there. Not that this side really matters quite so much, no one's going to be seeing that side. There we go, that should do. I'm very tempted to load up the previous Raceful map file, if I can find it quickly. Double check what I actually did. It's been a long time since I made that thing. Do I have? I doubt it. So I need to bear with me. I should definitely have done this ahead of time.
What is planning?
Go to my list of maps, scroll down. Have I even got this far? No, it's not here either. It's going to take a while. Let's leave the stream with a slightly better view of what's going on than a patch of dirt. Let's sit back around there and do that. So I need to go. That button. Download that. Save. So, previous map which I did was made in 2014. That's a while ago.
That is a long time.
What version even is this for? I have no idea. I have to also look up what Minecraft version was on that date. Craft version history. Java 2014 would be in before then. Let's try that. It's 2012, that's too early. 2013. before that.
Is it bad that it's so cold in here? I'm contemplating putting gloves on.
13. Who knows? Let's just open it up and see what version it turns out to be. So I need to copy that. Race for Wolves, generally you have stuff handed to you in chests, but also generally people put in a lot of different ores around the place, so then if you do end up losing all the stuff from the chest somehow, you can always gather more. It just takes time, and time is a resource which you can ill afford to spend, because it's a race. Okay, so this would be for... oh, no idea. Let's pick a version. I'm gonna say...
Probably 1.6 or 1.7.
I think 1.8. Looks about the right time. So it was probably 1.7 and then the combat update. Where's the combat update? This is diorite. Prismarine. Let's go for 1.7. That loads up very quickly. And it crashes while trying to open the world. Lovely. Probably isn't 1.7 then. That or this thing is so rubbish. 1.7 doesn't seem to be working. Let's try 1.8. See if that works. Aha, it does. Alright, so I don't know if Fair wants to watch the stream as well, just to see what this thing looks like. Yeah, I thought that's what I did last time, is put an umbrella on the beach. And I did. I am remembering that correctly. Monument is right down there. Stuff, stuff, stuff. Cannons, which I think should be broken. I believe this will just self-destruct. Pretty much, yeah. Because this was originally made for 1.7 and then 1.8 broke it, and now I can't open it back in 1.7 again. Stuff there. This is a thing which I quite liked though, is you have traps which are activated by the opposing team firing at buttons. And they're all one use, so they're kind of timing based. Well, most of them are one use. Like that.
That's actually wonderful.
So you can trigger it early, and it doesn't actually do all that much. It's still a tiny bit disrupting, but not really. But if you have the timing down just right and hit it when someone's actually under here, it is bad time. I believe this is just a whole bunch of sand falling on your head. Yeah, that one's not particularly exciting. I think this is... That dumps a whole bunch of fire over on the other side. Have to spam it a bit though to actually get stuff to land. And then TNT, you can hit with a flame bow or blow up with these buttons. So yeah, I do like this because there's a lot of stuff which triggers from the other side. Lots of options for the opposing team to mess with you. There's another one. Slightly more effective than just firing directly. Hit that and you get a bunch of fire. I think there's a chest somewhere around here that didn't mirror properly, if I remember correctly. Like one of these sides is empty. Maybe I remember that wrong. I think I fixed it at some point anyway. So there's that. TNT cannons everywhere which no longer work. I'm going the wrong way. And then you have this mess, which I quite like the aesthetic of this bridge thing. Lots of platforms, blocks. And then you've got this huge area. I believe if I go around the backside, somewhere or other there is...
I'm alive again.
Cool. Where did I put the actual thing? Yeah, around here. And you need to actually find and press all three of these buttons before this pressure plate will give you the nether star, which is the final objective to put on the monument. So there's a keys thing going on at the end of here as well. So yeah, that is this, which is, oh yeah, I think there's a lot of empty space here. I just put a few fences in to help you know exactly where the edges of the lane are at all times. So yeah, blast from the past, 1.8, here we go.
You know, that was actually not really that bad.
And then I have the second one, which is even worse because I made it in a rush. Because it's meant to be a Christmas special. So I think this was made in like a week or something. And I believe only one lot of people ever played it as like part of the beta, and it was rubbishly unbalanced. So let's load up this piece of garbage as well. And I also, I borrowed Cold Fusion Gaming's lava recolor texture, and I asked him, can I borrow your lava recolor texture? Why couldn't I just make my own? Which is what I did for the Advent map. I'm not quite sure. Saves, paste. This was made at around the same time, so it should work in this version as well. Load that. Where is it gone? Let's Advent. Did I even paste this in correctly? Or is it in a subfolder? It's in a subfolder, that's where it's gone wrong. It's got the resource packing with it as well. There we go. Map files. At the bottom again. Game mode 1. So yes, imagine all this lava is blue. We'll start village again. What did we do for the falling this time? I think I just TP'd the player down into this building rather than. I think I just teleported everyone straight here. What does this plate do? I think this. Yeah, that sets the spawn point. That people respawn in this building. Starting village thing. Cave. Lava should be blue and match everything else. I think I give a ridiculous amount of stuff right down here. Tons of stuff. Tons of stuff. Stuff. Whole bunch of that. I think there's a sword with minus attack damage on it somewhere in this map, which I don't think that even actually works. It's a good idea in theory. Whack allies with their swords to heal them. I don't think that's actually how that works. It's got that all loops round. Lots of perilous platforms, lava, ice. Ice, 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 and then this huge area is all rubbishly, terribly unbalanced and doesn't work whatsoever. But yeah, that's that. And now let's hop back into the more modern version.
And see the few things I've gotten done.
Yep. So, did I get any inspiration from that lot? Not really. Oh well. Okay, we've got spiders. Let's set this back to peaceful for now. Okay, trees. 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 Trees, path. Bigger trees. Dungeon. Trees hanging off the edge.
Oh, I was just going to do trimming later with World Ed.
There we go. Fixed.
But not on the other side, where it's way worse.
It's just... Then go all the way up. Here, and then place there. Oops. Yeah, I think that did all of it. Right, so... we need a couple of buildings around here-ish, I think. And they've gone.
Oops, was metered for that. I'm just relogging because you were invisible.
Oh. Okay, use path. Path is fun. So where are we going to put the monument?
That's a good question. I hadn't thought of I hadn't thought about that.
It does need to be
no.
around here somewhere.
Oh no.
It's a rather vital part of the map.
Underneath one of the houses.
Right. Okay.
Also, excuse me laughing like a little shit.
Let's do... let's do wooden houses and then try and space them out, I suppose. Yeah, let's not do the gassed fireball thing right here. I'll save that for a little bit later in the map, I think. It would make more sense. Not really want to completely blow up the beginning of the map.
Yeah, that seems more like a really good end of the map thing.
Foundations, something like that, and then I've spaced that wrong. It should be here and here. Right, so if we put that there, then here, here, then yeah, this could work. Let's do that. Door right there. Place. Plank.
I've just come to the realization I've been doing all this building with cobblestone and I've been using cobblestone monster eggs.
Oh yeah, that happens. I have done that before as well. It is too easy to do. Okay, let's put this up. Should probably be windows as well. Like there. I believe you previously said that we're pros cottage cheese and that we totally know what we're doing. We don't. Just to reiterate that again.
We totally know what you're doing.
We don't. This across should probably... No, this might look alright. We could do the old window blindy foldy windows thing, which... do that, and then this, there, there, put that across, then build this across. And what other wood is this? This is dark oak, right? So people who built this would also have access to dark oak, so let's go for a roof made out of dark oak. Sounds logical.
What is this logic thing you're talking about? This is Minecraft. You're not allowed to use that.
Oh. Okay, there we go. And then the cross again. Ooh. Balcony. What else can we do to make this a weird shape? Let's do...
I have an idea of a banquet hall where there's creepers dropping from the chandeliers, but this might be a terrible idea.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Players will have a blast, right?
You sure do love that pun.
It's so easy.
Let's build this across here, and then... Not sure if that works. I think it does. No, because this just goes poof, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh, you could probably make a spawner for one, like with the fireball. You could spawn something with trajectory. We could do something weird and then use snowballs or something and have them spawn a mob when they land. You could do it like that. That could be fun. And why, when I go for what mob can I use to test dispensers, do I automatically go for cave spider?
Because they're rude.
What mob can I use to test this? I know, cave spider. Why is that the default response? That should not be that should not be what I usually go for. Let's do that. This up. Then
It's because cave spiders are the superior type of spider.
that looks weird. Let's do it like that. It's a little bit odd making a house when you know that half of your house is going to have no wall. And all of this, and then this side should be window here, and then fences. Let's get those going as well. Way up. We need to have a way up. Let's do we block off this and then do stairs. Yeah, that'll work. So it seems to be a solid block. Plank. One of the other things about Race for Walls is they're generally slightly easier than regular CTMs because you want a team to be able to beat it, even when being harassed by the other team in a relatively reasonable amount of time. So short fused super creepers is probably not the best idea. Just gonna put that out there.
What are you talking about? Short fuse super creepers are the best idea ever. R says I'm not allowed to have ideas anymore.
Let's put in one of these as well. There we go. I'll just add a little bit of defense when trying to climb stairs. Let's put in a door here as well. Why not? Have more than one door. Do that there, and then beds. Now we could vary this. We could have a red team and a blue team and swap the colours of the beds. As long as it's just aesthetic changes, the two sides do not have to be exactly identical. Provided they're the same gameplay wise. One of these. Cross like that, double cross like that. And then like that, and let's go for slabs. I think I'll just make the ceiling open. Or trapdoor. Oh, this isn't 1.13. I haven't got access to all the fancy trapdoors. It's the boring old, boring ones. Okay, we just fill this in completely. Okay, now we need to do a couple of torches in here. One, two. One there, one there.
Also remember strict logs.
I can't do that either, can I? Not in this version.
Yeah, not in this version.
Let's rip that out, put those in there. Actually, I think stairs might make sense here, because this is... yeah. Seems alright. And to also help defend a little bit, we're going to have some of these. I'll hopefully provide a tiny bit of cover in here. There we go. So there's a few walls to hide behind and build up as well. Of course, there's nothing stopping people from simply doing something like that and finishing off the walls themselves. And there's gonna have to be like a chest here probably, and then here. And then staircase down to the monument right here-ish, perhaps. Some glass. Yeah. A common thing with a lot of these is to have right after the beginning where you get all your loot and stuff and the monument is. There's a common thing is to just have a ravine so that then you have to bridge over it, and that's kind of like a choke point because while you're bridging over it people can shoot you off and it all gets choke pointy, and that tends to work quite well. So
I actually like that idea.
That's a very common thing. I think pretty much the vast majority I've seen do that or some kind of variation of that. Because it just stops people from... One of the best strategies is just to rush. Ignore everything. Rush ahead as far as you can through the map. And then you're not going to be harassed by the other team because they're going to be lagging behind. So you can do more work.
That's why in my mock-up design, all the areas kind of fold back on themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So that even if you rush forward, you have to come back a ways underneath. And the enemy team will still get an opportunity.
Yeah, you could, What if there is a detector that detects when you put the first and second walls on the monument and does something to the enemy's side? That could be interesting, and that would also mean that people are more likely to want to bring their stuff back and put it on the monument as soon as they can, rather than get everything first and then bring it all back.
I like that.
So yeah, whoever gets their second wall sets off a lava flow that will slow the other team down. That there's a variation on that where you have to actually bring the wall back and place it, and then something happens, like a lava fall. I think that could work. Lots of ideas. I think this is less the stream of building and more the stream of coming up with ideas for future building, which is fine. See, I want to do something like shutters. Maybe multiple kinds of door in this version. What am I doing? Door. Yes, there are. The dark oak doors. Yeah. Yeah. 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's go for a solid block there instead. Yeah, that's better. I think that makes some sense. Let's get some of this. That right there. Get a thing. Get some fences. Fence gate. Something like this. And what food do we want to give out here? Wheat or carrots or potatoes or melons?
Wheat. I think wheat's a good choice.
Yeah. It's a fairly small plot, but we could also make one over on the other side. Okay. Let's drop another couple of torches. Don't want this place to be completely swamped with everything bad right off the get-go. Okay. And then let's do the same thing over here. Another little two area. Out of the way, sheep. Right. Need to add the water first. Kind of doesn't make sense, but whatever. It's such a small detail that hopefully nobody will care. Or I could just remove the tree. Let's just remove the tree. Do that. Here and then let's do a few. Tiny things. I don't know, it's just something to go over there, or maybe... I think that might make sense. You can grow more of them if you really want to. Oh, yep. The ravines appeared. How is this lined up? There. There. Wood. Nope. That is one of the few rules, is no actually moving over to the other team's side. You could even put in some command block trickery so that anybody who... Well, no, because that would kind of might prevent people from falling off as well. But no, not allowed to do that. Something like that. Something like that.
You also know we're going to have to hide our chests down here.
Oh yeah. Bridge, bridge. What was the other thing I was going to do? Alright. Slab, slab. Slab, slab. That block doesn't make much sense either. There we go. Let's go back over here and do something like this. No, let's do that. Yeah. A couple of tiny bits of cover to hide behind. One of the other pretty common garden early things to do is something a little bit like this. Which doesn't really do a whole lot. It just slows people down very, very slightly. Because then you've got to either break it or block over it or do something.
I like that.
That's the other.
So I'd like to take a moment to complain about how it's so cold that I've even got to wear a jacket inside. Because the heat just can't keep up.
It snowed here yesterday, but for about 3 minutes, so that didn't really do a whole lot.
I don't even know what to do besides just sigh anymore.
Good as well.
I hate living here. Yeah.
Again, let's do...
R calls it a frozen hellscape, and I don't even disagree at this point.
Something like this. Over. I think I'm just going to have to shift this tree 1 block to the left. Right there. Got that. Look, a couple more of these randomly back here. Preferably without making them collide with a tree or with the path. There we go. Then let's do dropper. Just hide a bow in each of those. Bow and some arrows. Stone. Not real stone. Slabs. Yeah, everybody always starts with nothing, so you drop down here. First call of action is always to gear up somewhat. A couple of bows in here, and they're just going to be regular. Punch might be a little too mean for right at the start, but there's probably going to be punch 1 somewhere or other later down the line. Take some trees, make some basic stuff. Grab some of these, break through this, grab all the items in there, blah 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 blah, get some food going. Come over and then bridge choke point here. And then whatever's next. Let's also put in... let's get some bone meal going. What biome is this? This is currently... forest. That makes perfect sense. Just throw in a whole bunch of this. We go a little less plain. Same thing over here and here. Actually, just to help the player notice that there's a door over there. Let's do that. Or players need to pluralize that for this map. This stuff.
Wonderfully reliable electronics.
Hmm.
It's just the phone I'm using for voice chat died briefly.
Battery or just random crash?
Just randomly froze up.
Nope. Go. I think this might be just pretty much fine as it is, really. Not sure there's much else needs to be here. Let's do a couple of. I think this would be a great place to use the new lanterns if this is going to be 1.14, but since we don't have them yet, I'll just throw in some torches as placeholders, / if I forget and never actually do that. Go. Should be room for a couple of natural spawns, maybe under here though, around back here. Okay. Yeah, it depends exactly. It's always going to depend on how many people you have, but that is, it seems like a decent strategy. One person rush forward, one person gather stuff, 2 people trying to harass the other team. It's always fun to watch Race for Wolves. I don't get quite as much exposure as CTMs because you need to organise large groups of people to play them. Let's do one of these, and then go down here. Okay. I'm going to hollow out a little bit of an area here to put the monument. So let's go with always again. Nothing, because they all unmapped when I logged out. So brush, sphere, air. Let's go with a nice and low 3. Hollow all of this through. Just a little gap on this side, and then we want to go with that all around the edge, and up in there, over and around here. I've got a decent bit of a cave. Two, 3, 4. Let's replace all at the front with this. Drop down like that. apart from losing all of your stuff that you have in your inventory, yep, no other death penalty. But really, when you're racing, being knocked off, losing a bunch of stuff costs you a ton of time because you've lost all the stuff you have, all the time you spent gathering all the stuff you have. You've got to run back from wherever you set your spawn, or if that's been blown up or whatever, the beginning, right back to wherever you were. So dying is still plenty harsh enough. There is no such block with name at Minecraft spawner.
I always get that wrong. It's mob spawner, not spawner.
Okay, so we are continuing down here.
I've barely started building and I'm already adding evil things, so you should stop me right now.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
I think the biggest danger right now is me freezing to death, in all honesty.
Yeah, you should try not to do that. That would be beneficial. Or at least the computer is not going to overheat. So there's that. Okay.
I don't even think its fans are running right now. I can't hear them.
Let's do fence. Fence, fence, fence. That down. All the way down. I think probably not shields. This might be a little bit too powerful.
Shields later. They're too overpowered for early.
Because pretty much one of the main gameplay things is attacking the other team with bows back and forth. So I think shields might be a little bit, at least for the beginning, too powerful. Let's do one of those there. Let's go back around again. Maybe we could give something else offhand to have instead of the shield, like plus attack speed or something. 1, 2, 3. That goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that makes sense. 1, 2, 3. So it needs to cut off here again, and then go back down this way. That. Fences again, that going again. This can go down like that. Kill those two. Let's fill this in as well. easier to put in some detail in this kind of map because the play area is so much smaller. It's kind of like your minimalist or austerity, I believe, is the other mini rooms one. Austerity? Maybe. I mean, the player's going to have iron eventually, probably. Iron ore access, so can make shields at that point. Do that, and then around on here, let's do this one. And then doesn't work on that side because we need to put the pillar right here. Yeah, one shield per team might work. Do that. There, there. There. Don't need one here because we've got glowstone. I think to prevent that, I already had a plan, which was to do. We're going to need a different kind of fence because otherwise it's going to collide with. I believe these are. Oh, they still connect. But if we just do the other method is. Where does this go? Right there. No. Maybe over. And this needs to be one of these, and this isn't going to work because, again, whoa. But yeah, anyway, when this is 1.13, you can just go up here, I think. That'll be a safer way out. So this will only be for the in, so it doesn't really matter if you fall. I think that is going to be the way that we play that.
I will be right back. I have to make a super quick phone call.
Okie dokie. Some walls going up here. To 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1 there. And from the top, 3, 2, at least 1, I suppose. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. One. I think that looks reasonable. Okay, monument design is going to be down here, I think. So we need quartz. Quartz makes sense for this. Some of that, some of that, some of that. Some of the glass. Two, 3. That, and then fit in all of this. Push this back 1. That can be this. There, 1 there. 3 like that. And I have no idea what colours we're eventually going to use, so for now let's just go with the 3 last ones. Slabs. 2 and 3. These in there. That could be a good idea as well. The options. There are lots of them. That might be a little bit mean though, because if they're already stood on there, those blocks, I'm not going to have any real warning, so I'll be able to make that work in some way though. Let's get rid of all of that, and then put that there, and then do a couple of little pillars. For no real reason. Other than maybe Ah. Let's keep it like that. Not really nice, just not totally unfair. That, and then that there. Yes, I can't. Oh, yeah, there's no point in doing that. Down here, let's have some of this. Oop. If I don't drop it. That. These might make sense as decoration somewhere. Like up in there. Up in here. Okay, where is these? Brush, sphere, coal, ore, 2. Ask that. Let's do that.
Okay, I'm back.
Come back. Come back to the land of sneeziness. Fuck.
Okay, now I'm back. Now that Arya's done sneezing his brains out. Okay, so I no longer just have like multiple layers and a jacket on. I'm now wrapped up in a sheet like a mummy.
Cool. Stone. Over here. Okay. We got the stone. Let's go for the 3 as well. So slightly further back.
I'll try not to shiver on camera.
Okay, we have coal, we have wood, we have stone, we have a monument, we have a way down, we have a way up, which doesn't work because we're not in the right version. At some point it should. Let's do that as well. Just so that the player doesn't accidentally make the water go everywhere. I think this looks too unreasonable. Maybe a few slabs in here. So, like that. Yeah. You could make a plate trigger a command block to fill a whole area with cobweb. Cobweb mine? Interesting idea. Okay, I think... Oh, I've already gone over the time I usually spend, though we did start late as well. I think that might just about do it for today. Got a bit of a...
It's already been 2 hours? It has already been 2 hours. Where'd all the time go?
Time flies when you're having fun. So yeah, I think this is a good start. Have a little starting place here. And that looks quite nice. We have a ravine, we have some terrain, we have the beginnings of a first dungeon. We have what appears to already be some kind of a trap. So that opens... Ah, I see. So is this going to be... I see.
You seem a little less enthusiastic about the cave spiders.
Cave spiders keep falling on my head. And this could be linked up to a button allowing the other team to open that door, I assume? That could work.
That is exactly the idea. Something the enemy team can shoot, and it'll open that door up permanently.
Yeah, that seems like a good plan.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this is a decent start. I am going to go and have something to eat, I think. And that is going to be it for today. Okay. But that's it. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed, despite the large amount of non-organisation. And I shall see you soon. Ta-ra.
That wasn't so bad.